Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Rock and Manooch.
You guys are hot.
Fox Sports 910.
That's right. Frank joins us now, the right Toyota gas man. Gas line, that is. I was going to say the ass man instead of the Sandman from Seinfeld. That's one of the best episodes ever.
It was a good
with
one.
Kramer, the ass man.
The ass
that was
man.
the best. But that is not our next guest. He's the Sandman.
Wow, what an intro.
Frank Sanders. I fumbled that big fella. How you doing, man?
The ass man is doing just good.
That's great.
Hey, what would you like to see on Friday? Would you like to see 20 reps by the veterans, the starters? Well, what would you like to see in game one?
Oh my God. Okay, this is what I would like to see. I would like to see at least, knowing that this is Sean Payton, this is a good challenge. Hopefully that these guys that Sean, that the Broncos coming in, they want to prove something too with their first team. Mm-hmm. I would like to see our first team meet their first team. That's what I would like to see. I'm just so disappointed that the NFL has transitioned from, the first couple of preseason games, the starters just don't play much. They don't get a whole bunch of reps in it. And, but I would love to see 20, 25 plays, kind of figure out what this group's about, kind of get their feet wet, be mindful of that. This team hasn't won at home and you have a chance to kind of, compete at your house, get that feeling that this is a game. This is an arena of an environment where we're supposed to win, not an arena where we're supposed to practice at.
It's interesting that you said that because Sean Payton, the coach now of Denver, has already come out and said Russell Wilson is indeed going to start that preseason game, Frank.
And you got to get the reps in, man. And I'm happy that he said that. I hope that that's something that, you're looking at two franchises that's trying to overcome, transitional changes in coaching, and management. You're trying to recoup something that is the mindset of a winning organization that you can be. We went out and got players, same thing that Denver did too. I'm glad that he said that. Now the Cardinals know what the starters on defense know they're going against their number one. Knowing that he wants to go out and prove something so that they got something to prove against them, against Russ and Sean Payton's offense and his new coaching staff. But not only that, Jonathan Gannon got something to prove. He has something to prove with his players and what they've been doing, what the mindset and what tempo and the temperature, what he's setting for this team and what we can kind of expect from the fan base.
And also, Frank, when you look back to the last couple of years, Jonathan Gannon as defensive coordinator, and for last year, the two teams that were in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles did play a lot of their starters during preseason last year, as did the Chiefs, and look who ended up in the Super Bowl.
Look, the game is called football. You get paid to play a game called football. And so the only way you're going to learn how good you can be is you got to go to work. And working is, like you said, working is from the preseason, getting yourself and your mindset ready for, 23 to 24 games. Hopefully you can get your team ready to play for that. I know there's this algorithms and there's numbers out there and a pitch count and a play count and all the things you got to prepare guys for to try to get them guys ready to go into the regular season, but you got to get them ready. And the only way you're going to get them ready is they got to get the reps, Manooch, in the preseason so these guys can kind of get their mindset ready. Remember, I said we're practicing at our facility that we haven't won at when it comes to game day. This arena is not a practice arena. This is a winning arena where we come out and we dominate. And I would think that would be the mindset you want to set.
Frank, does it make you nervous that it seems like the narrative right now is that they're pushing Clayton Tune into that backup role, maybe even pushing Colt McCoy for a starting role? It seems like they want to give him a lot of reps or maybe really take a good hard look at that. Does that make you nervous at all as a starting wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals?
You know what? As a receiver, if I'm Marquise and, I'm HP, I'm Hollywood Brown, Gregory Dortch, or Rondell Moore, I can't wait to Kyler get back. Because that'll solve all these conversation pieces. Right. The mentality behind it is that you have to put the best person and give yourself the best quarterback so you can create the best energy for that. Here's my thing, Manooch. We got so many young receivers and so many new guys. The level of expectation of that we have to be this as soon as the season starts becomes a question mark. Of course, Colt is a veteran. He speaks with that veteran lingo. He has that veteran mentality. He knows how to come to work. He's very professional. But is he effective for 4 quarters of football is the conversation piece that I have to have as a receiver. But these guys are so young that it's one of those things that we can almost give them 2-3 weeks before they figure out that the NFL is happening in real time right now. And
3 minutes.
You don't have your best quarterback at the starting position, but we have somebody that we're serviceable. And that right now to me sounds crazy that we're paying $40-something million for quarterbacks. Our backups making less than 10, and now we're just getting guys that are serviceable. That's not a good fit for me right now.
Well, that's why everybody believes that this team is going to stink. And I can understand why, Frank, with what you just described.
It's the mirror right now. We got to look into it, and hopefully that this, we put some good pieces together. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, guys. That Monty went out and brought about almost 20-some guys in from different teams around the NFL to bring guys in with some kind of veteran experience. They're not all rookies. Guys got some play that played in the Super Bowl. Guys that get played on other teams that were winning. But the mentality has to be that this team can develop to be great.
2 minutes.
This is a long season, especially for the regular part of it. And looking at our division, they got a little bit of room to play with because these guys, our division isn't just the most dominating division it was a couple of years ago. And so that in itself gives you a little bit of breathing room. But I'm pretty sure the mentality is to get these guys to believe in themselves, buy into the program, buy into what the defense coordinator, offense coordinator is asking of you guys, and allow this season that can play out to be a long season to be something you begin to take control of. You begin to win ball games, and you put yourself in the best position to make a playoff run.
Before you even watch a snap on Friday, how many wins do you have for this season for this Cardinal team?
Depending on who our quarterback is, if Kyler's my quarterback, with the talent that we have in certain spots, I don't know much about my OC or my DC.
Okay.
Both of those guys are young right now. I'm 8-8 right now.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, I think that's fair. If you find out in, let's say, 30 days that Kyler won't get the nod until middle of October, are you still where are you at then? Putting you on the spot there.
The middle of October, and I still got Colt, but I don't know what my backup quarterback's doing. Let me just say this here: our schedule already defines that it's a grind.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years ago we had a grinding schedule. Our schedule right now is a grind. We're going against the AFC North. We're fooling around with the NFC East. Like that's the two teams right now that have been in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl for the last couple of years. That's a grind. We got a young team. This is going to be a grind of a season if we don't have Kyler, without a doubt.
Good stuff, Frank. We'll ask that question again because I have a feeling it'll be a different answer later in the year.
I agree.
I just do.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 8-8.
Depends when he shoots the day before, Rocky.
Yeah, it's like did he shoot a 72 yesterday at Legacy, or did he shoot a 78? Yeah. So we're not sure. Hey, you stay cool out there, buddy. Appreciate it, bud, as always.
All right.